Hello everyone, Gearhog here. Today I'm going to show you how to sculpt faces in RaceMenu. Alright, so this is my current character. She has been sculpted and perfected in RaceMenu. She may not be to your liking, but you get the idea. Alright, so to start, I'm going to load another preset. It's not sculpted. Okay. Alright, first you need to go and use the sliders. Basically, you need to create a base. Like her eyes are kind of far apart, so I'm going to fix that, because you cannot do that in Sculpt. I mean, you may be able to, but it's going to be really difficult, and you may not like the way it looks. So, alright, so I've already changed a lot on her before starting this, but oh god, so glitchy. Alright, you get the idea. So now go to the top right hand corner and right here and click on Sculpt. You should see this. I am actually using a high poly head mesh, so it's, yeah, there's a lot of polys. I'll link it in the description. It's called Citrus High Poly Head Mesh or whatever. I highly recommend it. You can use the standalone version, which I use. The replacer version is, I think, glitchy. You get like fat face syndrome on all the NPCs. Okay, so here is the preview menu, or panel, whatever. You have history panel, head parts panel, and the brush panel. We're going to start in the head parts panel. This is right here. These are all the toggle visibility. So like, oh no, head missing. This is the toggle wireframe. I like to keep mine on during the first part of this, because you can get, see it better, I feel like. And toggle editability. This is the important one. In order to edit this head, this needs to be activated. I'll get to activating other ones later. Alright, so I'm going to pick a brush. I'm going to go smooth to begin with. I like to change the radius like all the way up to start with. So we go over to the preview panel, and with your cursor we're just going to go over it. This will get rid of all the jagged edges. See, it's moving. Like right here's a problem area where the head will stick out of the hair, and now it's gone. Do not, or try not to go over the mouth, and I'll show you why. Oh, you can zoom with your middle mouse button. Let's see, look at that. Like, that's just, no. Alright, so to undo, click above. There's usually two, and that's for the left and right side. So that is just one side. Anyways, so that's how you undo. To pan the camera, press the Alt key and use the right mouse button. To rotate, just use the right mouse button. And then again, the middle mouse button is to zoom. Okay. A little bit more smoothing. Anyways, alright, so I'm going to go to deflate. And again, I'm going to pull the radius all the way to the end, just to start with. I like to have like a more sharp, striking appearance for my characters. So I'm going to go in and just fix the cheeks a little bit. And the forehead, because the forehead's weird. I don't like the forehead. And to move the preview when you can just like grab around wherever the sculpt is, not, and it'll move. Okay, I'm going to deflate over underneath the chin because she has turkey neck. And okay. Now on to move, and that's over to the right. I'm gonna move it all the way down, and this is to do, again, the bigger things. I'm gonna do the ears. Grab the very, very tippy edge and pull out. Because no one has ears completely flat to their head, and I think that's weird. Alright, see? And I like to give them broader jaws, which I gotta stop doing that. Because I'm working on NPC overhaul and they can't all have broad jaws, but just to get my point across. See, it pulled both sides out, and that is this one and this one. So I can go above it and erase one side. And then I'm gonna make the radius smaller. And I'm going to go ahead and toggle the wireframe on the hair, the face now. Because I'm going to be getting into like the smaller areas. I'm going to do the nose, pull it in. This isn't going to be perfect, by the way. I'm just trying to show how to do this. Move it up. Awesome, awesome. And there are no happy people in Skyrim, so raw. Alright, I'm also going to toggle the eyes, because I'm going to be doing around the eyes, and that wireframe is just too big, and the eyebrows. Okay, so my skin has this weird problem where it just looks bad around the eye socket, so I always make it a point to fix that area. And I'm going to post this on my mod page for people to, figure that out too. It just looks better. I zoom in really close, so it matters more for me, but so I'm going to pull it up, but then I'm going to go back and I'm going to undo the other side because they're not even. I did that on purpose, and then I'm going to pull down. Don't worry about the eyebrow, we'll fix that later. Again, I go up one, go back, move down, go up one. I'm going to change the radius because it's too big. And again, move it up a little bit. Back one. Up. Back one. Move this part in a little bit. And again, back one. Just keep doing that. And then we'll do the other side as well. This just makes it so you don't have to keep going back and forth until both are the exact same, because it's like symmetrical and I don't like symmetry, so back one again. I know this is tedious, but if you want a perfect character, these are things I highly recommend doing. Sorry, my voice is fucked. Again, back one. Not perfect, it'll do. Well, actually, again, sometimes the eyelashes on my skin will, be too long. I don't know. It only does it with some characters. I guess it's certain eyes you use, like the eye shapes. And again, back. Oh, shit. Alright, well, that just glitched. Whoop. And then back. Again, to completely undo, do two up, not just one. This is just getting rid of one side. Up one. And up one. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and nitpick, because I will for like ever. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eyelash, because I already have a bigger brush. Up one. Up one. Up one. I know, it gets tedious. Up one. Okay. That's gonna bother me. The tear duct. Alright, so now I'm gonna do the crease of the eye again. This one isn't as bad. So that's what I meant, to like, it's not symmetrical, and I think it's actually the head as well. I mean, it is Bethesda we're talking about, so no offense, Bethesda, love your games, you're just not gonna go there. Okay, so that'll work. I'm gonna fix this too, just because it's really bothering me. And again, going to do F1. And I'm going to go back to the other side. Up 1. This is not going to move the actual eye. Keep that in mind. We are going to edit the eyes, like the actual eyeball, later. As well as that eyebrow that is clearly messed up now. Up 1. Up 1. Up 1. That's gonna bother me, but I'm not gonna touch it. Up 1. Okay, we can zoom out and check it out. Make sure. I also like to go in, and this is probably excessive, but I don't like the nostrils, especially on the men. So I'm going to take the move brush and make it like really small, and then I'm going to go in and grab this dark area and go up and up 1, and then do the other side. I do little things like this to make it more realistic. I also do the deflate brush for the ears, like around the creases and stuff. It just makes it look better, in my opinion, because the ears are literally flat on the mesh. Okay. So there are small things that you cannot do. For instance, the lips are a problem area. And I'll show you. Let me move this up a little bit so you can get an idea. Alright, and I've tried to move this in. Just no. And then, oh, it's not doing it. Okay, so let me take this and move it down, right? And then I try to undo one side. Like, what the hell is that? I don't know why it does this. It has caused me a lot of grief. So now I pretty much just ignore the lips as much as I can. I'll like do stuff like that, and it works like that, but for some reason certain areas just don't work for me. Alright, so you might get some things like this if you move the ears or other areas, and we'll get rid of that real quick, just to show you that it is possible. I am extremely anal, so. Alright, so deflate brush, going in, and just slowly moving around where that skin is poking out of the hair. I don't recommend, if you're new to this, messing with the strength slider on the brush. Keep in mind if you do, keep in mind that if you do, it starts at 0.01. So don't like grab the slider and move it a shit ton. Okay, I'll show you. Like, I use the WASD or the arrow keys to move it, so you can like, let's move it to 2 real quick. And just be really careful because, like, okay, let me grab it just to show you and move it. I mean, this isn't even much, right? But it's way too much. Like, alright. Shit, now I have to go back. Alright, so just, yeah, certain things it's just better off to avoid to start with, because you can mess up your character pretty bad. I'll show you some of those things later. Alright, I don't care. So, it's not huge changes. My other characters I've spent hours on. I'll do things like where there's this eye bag. I will go into deflate, make it super small. I don't even remember what it was on. Go down to, let's say, 2. You can also reactivate or retoggle the wireframe. Go in and just to give the character some detail and depth. And that, in my opinion, makes for a much more realistic character. I know a lot of people like their dolls, but I do not. So, no hate. Okay, so yeah, inflate tool is pretty cool. You can go in and just like make her nose bigger or whatever. I actually do not use the inflate tool that often. Deflate tool, back again. I can go in and change the size of the nose. Just go in and honestly, I don't recommend using. I use the smooth tool more than the deflate tool. See, made her nose a lot more narrow. I'll show you. There it was, and now it is. And I keep getting to the smooth and going over it. Again, avoid the lips. That is a trouble area for sure. So just smooth it out. And voila! That nose is really ugly, but whatever. You can also go to the camera. Let's move her back. Go to camera. Alt, arrow, WASD or whatever, and move her around. Go back to sculpt. Oh shit. Well, great. Yeah, whatever. Her hair's her head's poking out, so I'm gonna use deflate for this. Move the radius all the way over. Fuck. Sorry for my language. Alright, see? Now that is gone. I mean, this can be used even for, like, small things like this. Like, even if you don't want to sculpt your character like I do, you can use the sliders, go into Sculpt, grab the smooth tool, and just smooth everything out. It's simple as that. Like, it's an amazing function, and I'm surprised more people don't use it, to be honest. Oh shit. Okay. So, see how I went to the sliders? Back to the sliders from Sculpt. My history is gone. There is no way to get it back, that I know of. So basically now I cannot go back to a previous brush, history, action, whatever. That can be an issue. It also resets all your brushes. So smooth was all the way up and it's now back to default. Wireframes are retoggled, etc. The only way... Camera is fine. Like, you can go to the camera and it won't do that. You're still clipping. But going, I think, to presets, but I know sliders will just get rid of your history. However, if you wanted to start over completely, you can, by pressing the Z key on your keyboard. If you have edited, you can also double click to redo it, or I guess not double click, but click it. And if you happen to edit like the eyes as well, and you want to clear that sculpt as well, you need to have that toggled when you press the Z key. For now, I'm going to show you how to edit more than just the head. So I'm going to tick or untick toggle editability on the head. I'm using Citrus head again. It'll probably be like just female head mode if you're using the vanilla. Alright, and then I'm going to go down and find eyes. So mine is female eyes, human. Toggle or tick the edit editability. If you're not sure, you can just mouse over it and it'll show up on the bottom right. I'm also going to get rid of the wireframe on all of it because it just bothers me. I'm not going to do eyebrows because it doesn't really matter. And then zoom in, go to move. move the radius down some. I don't like these tear ducts, so I'm gonna get rid of them. I'm just grabbing and pulling. If the eyelashes are glitched, like they're clipping, you can grab just the eyelashes. If you grab here, it'll move the eye. But if you grab here, it'll just move the eyelashes. Usually I'll do the same thing, like move up or whatever, but I'm not going to right now because I don't really care that much. But I also don't like this dark line that shows up on the eyes, so I'm going to move that. And this will move the eye, but we're not moving it enough for it to really be an issue, so just be careful when you're doing this. Like, it is moving the iris. I'm going back with this because it can be touchy sometimes. Okay, and it just makes the character, again, more realistic. I don't know what that dark line is right here, but it bothers me. See, I made the lash clip a little bit. I can just grab the eyelash and move it down. And we can do the other side, if it, you know. So, move up, back one. Sorry, this video is so long. I wanted to get all of this out there because I really don't think I've seen a sculpting video like this. And I know I'm not the best at doing tutorials. I'm actually not a talkative person at all. So, what the fuck is wrong with their eye? Just keep that in mind. Oh shit, I messed up the eye. See, like, you can do that. I think that was from the eyelash. And now the iris is wonky, so. And shit. But I think you get the idea. It can be glitchy at times, but all in all, it's pretty worth it in the long run. She looks so much better. I'll show you a before and after using the clear function. It's very convenient for things like that. See? That's before. And then that's now. She just looks more realistic to me. And since we messed up the eyebrows, let's go and see how I ticked toggle editability on both of those before I pressed the Z key. Alright, so now we're going to go to Browse, Toggle Editability, Toggle Wireframe, I'm going to go to Deflate. No, Inflate. Of course, you can also just go to the head and deflate or smooth, which I'll show you now. So I did it that way. I don't know why I did it that way first, but bear with me. I'm going to go to the head, I'm going to go to Deflate, and doop. Again, you can also use smooth. Sometimes the deflate key can be, or brush can cause some issues. Voila! So I guess that's it. Yeah. I'm going to upload all my presets when I release this new skin. This is actually not Real Wind of Skyrim. This is a new version that I'm releasing soon with new eyes, etc. So I will be releasing all of my sculpted presets on there whenever it's released, so that you can actually download those and then tweak them to your liking if you like the way my characters look. I will be uploading other ones too that are not as extreme looking. Sorry. And they can be downloaded there. For now, you can subscribe to this channel, or you can follow me on the Nexus or tracker or whatever. I am Gearhog. Anyways, happy modding. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments or send me a direct message. Happy modding!